Hey guys, and welcome to Puro Dino, your channel that is pure Dino. Yeah, that's a work in progress. In this episode, we'll be talking about costs, so stick around for that. And at the end of the episode, I also mentioned something that we will be talking about in the next episode, which is something a little bit curious that I found out about Alfredo. And I just want to make a quick episode on that, see what the implications are for Alfredo's future, the future plans that we have. So check that out. Stick around until the end of the episode to find out what that's going to be. And hopefully next week I can get some comments from you guys and your input on that as well. A quick shout out to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed and commented, like this guy. In general, though, the comments have been incredibly nice, really supportive, and it's so motivating to read your comments every day, so please keep them coming. Points of critique, obviously always welcome, as long as they're not about the size of the garage. You know, keep them coming. It's really, really nice. I've also been able to get in touch with a couple of you that wanted to share your own passion for the 308 GT4, which is really nice. Somebody like Christian. Christian lives in Switzerland. He is a bit of a classic car collector. He's had some really nice cars in his collection, like a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, a 308 GTB that he bought back in the day because he wasn't able to buy a 308 GT4. Which always was the car that he had a bit of a soft spot for. He's also had a Ginetta G33, which is a pretty cool car. But only recently he's been able to acquire the car that he always really had a soft spot for, the 308 GT4. And as you can see, that's a Eurospec car in the original color Rosso Chiaro, which is a little bit more intense red than the Rosso Corsa that, for example, Alfredo comes in. And that color in combination with the tan leather interior is just a beautiful combination. It's really, really cool. Christian is restoring the paintwork on the car a little bit. And I also really like those wheels. They're pretty cool. Although I do think that Christian has plans to bring them back to the original wheels. So but I like them. If you would like to get your own GT4 featured on the channel, or any Dino for that matter, if you have a 246 GT, or if you're lucky enough to have a 206 GT and you want them featured on the channel, please do send in some pictures with a quick story or whatever you want to share about the car. Send it over to purodino74@gmail.com. And hopefully I'll be able to feature some more of your Dinos out there and, share that Dino love. So back to Alfredo over here, and what's the plan with Alfredo? Well, I had a bit of a chat with him, and he's almost 51 years of age, which, by the way, we're going to be talking about a little bit more soon. But he said, he's almost 51 years old. He's a little bit too old to be cosplaying as a Ferrari at this stage. And he really wants to get back to being a Dino. It's the car's words, not mine. I'm not putting words in his mouth. So let's do that for him. As you can see, he's still sulking in the garage here because he can't go out and play. He wants to go out and drive, which I really want to do with him as well. He's a bit like a 70s kid that is just eager to get out and play. And hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. But, to get there, we still have a little bit of paperwork to be done. And in order to get the paperwork done, we first need to first pass the technical inspection, which ended up being a little bit of a delay because we weren't able to get an appointment booked until the 28th of this month, which was a bit of a pity. But we need to get past through that first before we can actually get the paperwork done. So that's not until after next weekend. He's going to go in for a service on the 25th. So we're just going to do a quick service, not a full service, but it's just literally to get him through the technical inspection and, get all the paperwork done. And then we'll see. So about the costs, let's just jump into that list and see what we have there. So guys, as you can see, I'm keeping this spreadsheet here, which is pretty basic at the moment, but it's doing the job. So I'm just trying to keep track of all the costs that I'm having, which I will try and share with you guys on a regular basis, just to make it as transparent as possible. As you can see, the actual spend at the moment has already gone up to €555, and poor Alfredo isn't even back on the road yet. The stuff that I have marked in red or pink or whatever shows up on your screen is all the things that need to happen for Alfredo to pass the technical inspection and get all the paperwork done. Yeah, as you can see, a mini service after 5 years of for vehicle inspection. That is literally the minimum amount of service that the engine needs to get in order to pass a technical inspection. If we're really lucky, we can get away with €600, which I honestly don't think is going to happen. It could go up as high as €1,000, but I'm actually expecting this a little bit higher, to be honest. You know, on average, it should be about €800, but I'm not holding my breath, so I think we really need to go for the €1,000 here. Then we have the registration and license plate, which works out at €62. Now, do keep in mind that this is for an old-timer, which is something I want to get back to later on as well, or maybe in another episode, to kind of you know, see what the differences are over here in Belgium for having a car registered as an old-timer or just having it registered as a regular car. The basic insurance, again, you know, for an old timer, and then the tax on first registration and annual road tax. So again, you know, this works out at about €1,250 altogether, and that just literally means that we have gone through technical inspection and have all the paperwork finished. Does that mean that Alfredo is going to be back on the road? That remains to be seen, because I really do think that just passing the technical inspection and comfortably driving around in Alfredo is a different thing. So I will go by the advice of my mechanic. He's a true Ferrari expert, has been working on Ferrari engines for yonks. And so I will take his advice. If he says it's okay, you can drive it around, but don't do any mad things, we might consider that. If he says don't, a little bit more work needs to be done, you know, we'll listen to him and see where we end up. Apart from what really needs to happen in order to pass the technical inspection, you know, you're looking at a 3-yearly service, which again, I've spoken to the mechanic. He says you're looking at between 2,500 and 3,500 euros every 3 years, which depends on the state of your engine and everything like that. But I think that is something that you need to take into consideration. Annual service, actually, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. He says, you know, you're looking at between 170 to 220 euros a year for your annual service, which, to be honest, I kind of thought was pretty good. And, you know, that's the bit that is your how would I say, your cost that you're incurring for, in my case anyway, to get the car back on the road, and then, you know, take it from there and maintaining it, your annual service and your 3-yearly service. Now, when we look at what I would really like to do with Alfredo, which is bringing it or giving it back its original identity as a Dino, we're looking at a list of things, as you can see here. I haven't actually put all the prices in here yet. I did another version where I kind of looked on the internet, kind of seeing what the cheapest and the highest prices were that I could find. I've taken it out for the moment because I'm also kind of curious to kind of see what you guys think of what the best ones are, price-wise and all that sort of stuff. So a Dino steering wheel horn button. Actually, I found this one here, which is the Dino Parts one, which is the faithful reproduction, as they call it. And I think it's pretty good. It's pretty close to what the original is, which is this one here. This is a picture of an original one. And as you can see, the
reproduction is pretty good. Now, unfortunately, it does come at a price as well. 213, 214 euros, including shipping and everything else on top of it. It's quite steep, to be honest. But let me know what you guys think. Now, when we look at, my steering wheel doesn't have the correct screws at the moment, which is not a big deal, obviously, but yeah, if you're gonna do it, let's do it right. So, if we look at the screws, they're 654. Again, I probably will be able to find these in a DIY store, probably cheaper than that. Just to show you, this is my steering wheel at the moment with the not countersunk screws. I don't think it looks that good, to be honest. I like it more with the black screws. It kind of has a bit of contrast to it. So yeah, I definitely want to get the right screws in the steering wheel. Something else that I noticed about my steering wheel is that it does still seem to have the original leather, but the stitching is black, and that should be white, which I'm kind of thinking, has it maybe been upholstered or re-leathered at a later stage, or was the leather maybe painted, and did they just paint the stitching as well then? I'm not sure. I don't know whether I'm gonna leave it, whether I'm gonna redo it and get it with white stitching again or not. So yeah, that still remains to be seen. So when we go on then, Dino keychain. I kind of thought it was a cool touch. The cars apparently did get delivered with a Dino keychain back in the day, and Dino parts actually do a pretty good reproduction of the Dino keychain, which I think it kind of looks cool. I've seen the original ones going for absolutely mad prices. Okay, fair enough. They are really hard to find, and I think another thing that I discovered is that there were two versions of the original ones. This one kind of seems to have a sort of like a yellow enamel kind of circle, which, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, there is another version where this circle is just kind of like the yellow from the metal itself without enamel on it, and then just the Dino logo in it. So that's sort of what I've been able to find out. If you know anything more about that, guys, please comment in the comment section. It will be really cool to hear. I think it's just a nice thing to have. 83 euros for a keychain, quite steep, but I've seen some other prices for these ones which were for the original ones, fair enough, which was way more than 83 euros. So getting on then, the Bertoni design badge. Yeah, so my car doesn't have the Bertoni design badge anymore, so it would be really cool that after we've done the repaint, to get the Bertoni design badge on it again. Again, I kind of looked at the one that Dino parts do, which in my opinion isn't the right one. So if you look at it, it looks okay. More in detail, this is not the right badge, in my opinion. The 308 GT4 had the same Bertoni design badge as the Lamborghini Countach, which kind of looks like this one over here. This is that one over here is the stick-on one, which is not correct as far as I know, although you do see quite a few 308 GT4s with a stick-on badge. As far as I know, this is the correct one, and I found one on Mr. Fiat for the Lamborghini Countach, as it says here, which looks pretty good. That's actually a lot more correct, in my opinion. So it's a little bit more expensive than the Dino Parts one, but yeah, I like this one. probably need to update my spreadsheet here with the price. Then Dino knows badges. Well, this is where it starts hurting, doesn't it? You have replicas and you have original ones. And I looked at pricing for both of them. So when we look at the one that Dino parts sell, which again, it's a pretty good replica or reproduction. The colors look okay, not spot on, but okay. It is curved, so that's really good as well. But I mean, for that price, that's not a bad price. 156.99. That's not bad. You know, if we look at original ones, which I would really love to get for Alfredo, but if you look at original ones, this is the only one that I could find at the moment. No. I'm sorry, but no, that's a little bit too steep. Now I know this one has the Omiya stamp on it, which is really cool, but for 1,000, and this is pound as well. Yeah, that's a little bit above my budget, and do I really want to go that far? Is one thing. On the other hand, it's for sure that all the 246 GTs had a badge that was stamped Omiya. For the 308 GT4, I'm not 100% sure. I've read both cases. I've read that there was some early examples that did come with a badge that was stamped Omiya, but apparently there was later ones as well. You know, later ones meaning still before May 1976, that had Dino badges that weren't stamped Omiya anymore. So to pay £1,000 for a badge like that, I'm not 100% sure. If you guys know anything about these badges, and if you have any examples of original ones that are for sale, preferably under the £1,000, then, you know, again, put it in the comments, and you know, it would be really cool to see. So then, so removing the Ferrari script from the boot and the Cavallino Rampante, you know, we do have that Ferrari script on the boot and the Cavallino Rampante next to the license plate. Nothing wrong with it per se, but yeah, I would like to get it removed. Once that's removed, you know, a Dino script for the rear lid, again, the replicas, or finding an original one. I do have to say, the replicas, they look good, but they are always kind of missing a little bit of that accuracy of the original one. This is the one from Dino Parts, and yeah, again, it looks okay. What I like about it is this bit here, the front, the D, the I, and the N. This all looks very good. This is where it gets a bit weird here. That O, I don't know why it's kind of like a line going like that, and then there shouldn't be this bit here. That should be gone. And the space between the what is that, the little thing hanging off the O and the tree, this is 100% correct either. Now, a friend of mine, Chris Dyer, had actually done this mock-up here, which I really like. It's pretty cool, and as you can see, the ones from Dino Parts, from Mr. Fiat, and Super Performance, they're all good looking. But if you're like me and you really want something that looks and feels authentic, then yeah, none of them really pass the test, in my opinion. There is also this kind of the little connection between the numbers. It has the sort of ridges on it. The lines, the ridges, and yeah, all these reproductions, none of them really have that. So I kind of try to find an original script, and I literally have found none. If you guys know of any that are for sale at the moment, again, please let me know, because that would be really cool. So then we have the Puro Dino wheels. Obviously, you need a set of 4. I'm actually really surprised by how good the ones on Dino parts look. If you look at these, they really do look good, with the Dino stamp on it, and yeah, I think just overall they look really nice. The price is not cheap, but yeah, I've seen worse. So yeah, I'm really thinking of going with these. I've looked at the original, the real original wheels, the magnesium ones. I've actually spoken to my mechanic about it. He said not to go with magnesium wheels. He said if you find an aluminium, recast or a replica, go for that. Much better. And yeah, so I like these wheels definitely. Then we also kind of need the Dino wheel center caps. Looking again at replicas and original ones, I found both. They're okay in price. It's not the worst thing on the list. Then we have to remove the 308 GT4 logo from the dashboard. Yeah, one of the previous owners decided to, when they Ferrarified the car, to put that on the dashboard, and I have a sneaking suspicion that is actually the original badge that they broke, and that they put on, and that they actually painted red and then put it on the dashboard, which really breaks my heart, because that badge is so hard to find, the original one. So yeah, it kind of hurts. I'm gonna take the paint off it and then see if it is the original, but it'll really break my heart if it is, which it probably is. Then I'm not 100% sure yet how it is attached to the dashboard, but by removing it, it's probably gonna mean that we're gonna have to reupholster that bit of the dashboard. So that's going to be a cost as well. Then I do want to get a period correct car radio. The car radio on it, in it at the moment is I think it's a late 1990s model CD player. Yeah, it's probably a pretty good radio, or was a pretty good radio in those days. But to be honest, I'm not really 100% sure how much I'm going to have the radio on in the car if I'm driving a V8. I probably just want to listen to the engine and to my gearbox, but yeah, that's probably just me. The door panel correction. So as you probably have noticed from previous videos, there is rivets in the door panels. They will have to get removed, but by removing them, we're obviously going to leave holes. They're going to have to get fixed, which means we're probably going to have to find leather and everything like that. This is probably going to be a big one as well, cost-wise. Then the boot lid, the inside, is missing the blue covers, or the covers in the blue fabric, which the rest of the boot is lined with the correct blue cover, which is pretty cool. But the lid itself, the inside, isn't, which is a sad thing, and this is going to be really hard to find as well, I think. So if you know where I can either find them or where I can get them made, again, in the comment section, please, guys. Thanks a million. And then this is obviously going to be the two big ones. It's going to, remove the front badge and rework that whole area, which means we're going to have to take the Ferrari badge off, but it got recessed into the nose. So that's going to have to get completely reshapen, probably a piece cut out, a new piece put in, reshape it, make sure that it is recessed nicely for receiving the Dino badge, and then we're going to respray it back to Bianco Polo Park. which I think these two, they're gonna be really big costs as well. After that, and as you can see, I actually put a priority on here as well. As you can see, these things. Actually, I can take this one away now because that did actually come with the car. The toolkit, I'm not 100% sure. I think there is some parts of the toolkit, but not everything. These things weren't actually, or didn't come with the car. There was a bit of confusion with the seller who has two of these. He had this one for sale and a 208. Turned out that when I was discussing it with him, he thought he had all of that, but it turned out it was for the 208, not for the 308. So I would like to get to find these things. So the owner's manual, a 1974 version of the owner's manual, they are not that hard to find. The cost is what it is. It's not cheap. But this one here, the document pouch. First of all, it's harder to find. There is replicas, and some of them are really, really good. But even the replicas are really expensive. But if you do find an original one, an original leather, it's not really real leather, but if you find that leather pouch, an original one for a 1974 Dino, that is painful. That money is painful. I hope I do find one. I hope I will be able to, to pay for it and get it added to the car, because it would really these are all sort of like, finishing touches. The original Dino toolkit. Again, I have to have a look through the jack that came with the car. To kind of see I think there was some bits of the toolkit in there as well, kind of sort that out and stuff. So as you can see, guys, there is still first of all, there is this part of money that is quite substantial, and that is just getting the car on the road and keeping the car on the road. And then for the, let's call it restoration or whatever you want to call it, it's all of this here. I did another sheet where I had all the pricing in it, low, high, and average. And I think I worked it out at about between, depending on whether you look at low or high or average, I think it was between 37 and 45,000 euros altogether. So yeah, that's kind of the sort of money that you're looking at. And again, like, there's probably going to be a lot of things that when you're doing this, you're going to come across and go, that needs to be done as well, this needs to be done as well. And that is in both lists, by the way. Servicing, you're going to run into issues. I think the mechanic already pointed out something on the engine that kind of brought me to tears, but probably will have to happen very, very soon. And then there's going to be things in your kind of wish list when you're doing your restoration that you kind of go, I want this done, I want that done as well. Which there is a really interesting thing which is going to be in one of my next videos, probably the next video, about the engine and the engine number. Very, very interesting. So if you want to see that, watch the next video for sure. I'll drop a little teaser during the week, and then I'll do the next video on that, because we can't drive Alfredo yet, so we're gonna have to find other things to talk about. But guys, I do hope you're enjoying it. If you have any advice, if you have any tips, if you have anything that you want to share, please do put it in the comment section, and I hope to see you guys all in the next episode. And for now, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, because it really does help the channel a lot. And if you're still watching this, guys, you're absolute legends. Thanks a million. Thank you, everybody. Ciao a tutti. See you all. Bye.